You fucking idiot!
We'll try this again. I'm gonna keep that in because that's hilarious. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the South Coast playthrough. And as you saw from the very start of the video, we started off down here at Plymouth, on the southern end rather, as we watching the DMU and a pannier arrive. As you saw from when I flicked onto the line, that is the stock movement for the Gunners Lake branch, which does go up to Gunners Lake, which up there in the hills. I'm not going to dwell on that anymore because you've technically already seen that, so I don't have to worry about that. Now, if I flick back to my plan, because I've got a plan today. So, my plan for today's video is to finish off the Great Western Main all the way down to Penzance. Sounds simple enough. We're at Plymouth at the moment, Penzance being all the way down here. So we need to stop at Lisgard, St Austell, Truro, and then Penzance with the terminus down that end. So that's what we are going to do. Just trying to think of what the best way about things is going to be. Because I wish I could do Penzance Station how it is IRL, with the 4 platforms, with one of them being outside the station in terms of the building and all that. But you just can't. Also, ignore all the boats. I have in the meantime set up like a fishing line, which is transporting fish. We have indeed started transporting fish, which is now indeed creating food. Food of which is being transferred to the town, which, you know, we're doing things with it. So that's all good. But that's not what we're here for. So, we are in need of this main line. Now, something I do know with Lisgard is apparently it's a junction station, because you got another line that does Loo, Lis to Bude. So we're gonna have to put that in. And we're also going to have to remind myself that the Truro, you've got 4 lines that lead off from there. You have the Falmouth branch, you've got the Newquay branch, and then you've got the Penzance line. So we got to remember all of these all at the same time. So first of all, let's get rid of that road because it's not needed. We want to go to buildings. Let's go to Great Western and let's build a standard 4-track at 240 meter footbridge. Standard track. No catenary. We're not in electric phases yet, boys. And then yeah, we'll put that there. Because if I remember down this end, we've got a 4-track line that leads out this way. That then has got to... We get round the corner. That needs to go down to being a 2-track line. Just until it goes through... Liskeard. I'm doing this all wrong. Again! You know, it wouldn't be a me video if I didn't fuck something up. So... One track. Rename that to be just Liskeard. We need track because we're actually going to put in a double track main line on the medium so that my fast trains can go flying through. Because you know that makes perfect. That makes the most amount of sense. Awesome, and then what we're going to do is add those two as well. Right, platforms. I need Great Western. There we go. And then we're going to need... I'm going to put some passenger buildings in on that side. There we go. And then what we're also going to do is we're going to put the canopies in as well. And then, of course, the footbridges, of which we're going to do 2 sets, 1 on each side of the platform, and then that's basically it. That's Liskeard. Liskeard's done. Then we've got St. Austell, which just needs to be another... It's another station that needs to be a single platform to be placed down. And then I need to do 2 fast tracks, and then... Yeah, 2 fast tracks. Because when we get to Truro, I need to take that into 6 platforms. 7 platforms. So we want up and down, fast, slow, and... Oh, hang on. I might have to do a custom station for Truro as well because of how much I've got to do with that station. Never mind. Well, first of all, let's connect up the main. The game is building a bridge. This game and bridges don't like each other much. There we go. Now it's figured out what life is. And there we go. That's the main done. Round into Liskeard. We're not gonna Do that. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna do that, because we're actually gonna connect up Boo to Plymouth as well, and do like a little branch off of that as well. We're not gonna do the same with Lou, because we don't need to. They can just change train at Liskeard. All right. St. Austell. On the exit of Liskeard for this line, I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have it go up. Does that cross over? Just make sure that the tunnel above doesn't upset the tunnel below, which it doesn't, which is always a good sign. It just shows the fact that the game understands what I'm trying to do and won't throw a hissy fit every time. Yeah, it is paramount that I keep the lines fast through alternative stations. Mainly because I want to run proper expresses down this way, and I can't do that if a stopping service gets in the way. Autosave doing its thing. So, I do indeed have a lot of plans already set up for the save. And at the moment, for people who might be curious, the north of London side of things is not on the list yet of plans. It is that far not my problem that I don't even care for them at the moment. They will happen, and we will get, for example, the lines up into Norfolk, that kind of thing. But as they're not important right this second, I'm not doing them. The most important thing is I want to get the Great Western Main done. I want to get Paddington to Penzance connected up so we can start running trains down into the West Country. I want to get that done because at that point, that then stops. That should then relieve the trains that are having issues. For example, as you saw from the last video, the whole Southwestern network, that is at the moment in absolute chaos because everyone is trying to get on a train at Waterloo to come to Exeter. The minute I get Paddington, and the minute Paddington is in, that should change dramatically. I should stop having issues with people with like tons of trains. I should have more, just more in general. I should have a lot more to work with. Right. I need to do something here. So, we're going to just delete the station real quick. He says, not deleting the station. No, that's the wrong number. Excellent. Right. That one. Up and down fast. Well, up fast, up slow. This is the down fast, down slow. And then I need the Falmouth branch as well, which can go about that far. Actually, we'll go a little bit further because I'm going to have some interesting trains on there, I think. What we're going to do is we're going to have the platform for the Falmouth stuff be on that side. So it's going to be even more interesting of a station. However, I've given my game a little bit of a heart attack because now it doesn't understand what I want to do in terms of where I'm going to put this fucking building, does it? Yikes! Right, let's do that there. Now it knows, and now I can then go, yeah, give me your 1, 2, 3 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4 station buildings on that side. And then let's do... There we go. So that's Churro. Churro with its 7 platforms. Let's get the road back in before I forget. Churro loop. After Windsor, I want you to stop at the train station. Excellent. Right. Now to put the tracks in. Pretty standard. There we go. Get the game to keep the speed up. Excellent. That's exactly what we're after. That's a bit weird of a road in order for that one, but okay. Interesting. What are we going to do? We're going to quickly throw the signal box in first. do that one, that one, that one, and then both there, please. We're also going to do corner stairs because I do like the corner stairs, if I'm being honest. Both sides on the door. So we're going to have a door on the platform and then a door exiting on the other side. There we go. And that's the churro box. That's churro box. No, not churro is in the donut. Churro is in the town. I know what I mean. Right. Penzance. You're going to want to be... I'm going to do 320 meter at churro. At Penzance, rather. And we're going to shove you there. And we're also going to get rid of the footbridge and all of that. Because what I actually want is... Yeah, there we go. We'll use Hull to be the base for those. Because yeah. Yeah, because Strasbourg is that one, which doesn't look as appealing. And nor does that one either. That Bordeaux. Not so much with Bordeaux either. And that one just looks standard. Cool. So that's Penzance. Why have I got a 4-track station at Penzance? Well, I'm going to put in the... We're going to put in this nice and early. That one. Get rid of the tunnel. There we go. And then the bus service between Ives and that one can now be changed to just be either Penzance which none of them can find apparently. That's fine. All of those can be sold then. Bus, Penzance and Ives. Get rid. Now, the game isn't having a heart attack about the fact that they can't connect St. Ives to Penzance, which is interesting. I would have thought it would have had a... It would have been like, where did my mainline connection go? But apparently it just doesn't care. So, you know, I'm not going to think about it. if I'm being honest. Right, so let's do 50 mile an hour there, and then I need you to cross over to there. And then from there, I need you to cross over to here, which then in turn crosses you over onto that one, and then I want you to then cross over to there, which then in turn crosses you over to there. There we go. A bit of a mess of tracks, but it gets the job done. And it also connects up the fact of I'm going to be swinging one line north and one line south. So that's the branch heading north. Well, towards Newquay. Have the line sweep to the left. Keep the line level so we don't have to worry about pecking gradients. Right, and then here. And there. That's the line that then leads off to Falmouth. Which, you know what? I'm going to just cheekily connect up a bit like this. There we go. Connect up the Falmouth line. Might as well get some trains on that as well, which then allows us to then have the Falmouth branch working. How am I going to set up this? Probably the same way I normally have any of my terminus stations. The most convoluted way ever. And definitely the most inefficient too. We're already half an hour in. Excellent. I love it. I love this. This is fantastic. This is almost as if I intended this to be half an hour of a video long. Right, so 30 mile an hour crossover. Oh, fucking Transport Fever, behave! Will you fucking behave? I swear to God, man. I swear to God, man. Thank you. And this is why Mom doesn't fucking love you. We'll do 20 mile an hour there. And there. 20 mile an hour there. Fuck's sake, transport fever. We've talked about this. Stop being an arsehole. There we go. Right, and then there goes to there. Boom. So that's the entire line now connected. I just now need to signal the feck out of this line. So let's get that sorted out at least. We also need to figure out the whole branch to St. Ives as well, because what we'll do is we'll get that worked out as well. So we'll get all of that all sorted out. How am I going to do that line? Because I've got the road there, remember? A bit like that. A bit like that. Yeah, double track the line. I love building everything that doesn't make any sense. It's my favourite. Right, so that is all my signalling done. Let's get that in. Well, that's all the lines done at least. Let's get all of this lot in. So of course get rid of that one. Do. Let's get all the signals in. Of course, it would help if I finished building this line. Whoops. We didn't mean to do that. Awesome. That's something I don't have to worry about now. So I don't have to worry about the whole factor of getting in the line between, getting in the signaling between Penzance is that now. The only thing I do think I'm gonna have to worry about is getting those in. Let's not worry about that signal. Right, so first of all, let's get Falmouth. So that's GWR Falmouth Branch. If anything, we are going to run more panniers because panniers. Why not? And then the St. Ives to Penzance. I was thinking DMUs, but I don't think I'm going. Maybe St. Ives Branch. No, we're gonna run DMUs on the new key branch because why not? Those can be the Gloucester ones. Yes. As a temporary line, we're going to do Plymouth, Lisk, St. Aust, Truro, Penzance. This is just to keep people moving. We're not going to get in the express yet, but this is just so I've got the ability to keep lines moving. Say platform 6 and 7 and 9. Yeah, 9, because it's already got one in there. So GWR. Basically, we're going to get everything in. It's just get things sorted out first. Right, that's that. So, we want Exeter St. David train depot. Up here. And then we're going to want GWR. Now, let's get... I still have prairies. No, prairies won't work. 8700s on this. Bristolonian won't work. Ports to ports won't work. Nah, none of the named services would work properly, I don't think. That can be on the Falmouth. Well, hang on a minute. What multiple units do I have? Gloucester rail cars. So the Gloucesters are just upgrades to the Park Royals, which I wouldn't be against having. It's just there's no need. What else have I got? I mean, yeah, we've got the DMU rakes. Maybe like a 4-car DMU. I don't even think it needs a 4-car. Just do 2 3s. Yeah, we'll go with the DMU on the St. Ives. And then what do we want on this one? I kind of fancy putting some cities, getting some cities out. We've not done anything with the cities, not done anything with the stars. Nor the castles yet. Right, so 6 of those will work on the Plym to Pen. Let's get those out. Oh yeah, because it's that year. It's an 87XX with the small logo. I never really liked the small logo. Seemed way too compact. But whilst we wait, I've done some scenery work here at Exeter. So we've got next to the 41XX, it's about to be loading. We've got a small shunting yard as well as like some collect coaches, pannier, and some like a small freight yard. I've also done some little bits here and there over at Newton Abbot. As you can see, we've got a new branch line. So this is the Heathville branch, as requested by a viewer. So we've got this being up at Abbot, a little external station on the outside of Newton Abbot. Why are you sat there? No idea. You'll move at some point. We've got several trains on this branch. Majority of them are just panniers and such, but you've got the Heathfield, which is all the way up here. Another pannier leaving. Yes, 14XXs as well. I do like the 14XXs. They're not a bad loco. So that's always cool. Just add one something to this train. If I can find it, that is. There it is. Bye bye, Miss. Bye bye, little Panya tank. Off down the hill. Off down to Upper Abbot. Yeah, because then you've got Upper Abbot, which is down here. There we go. Yes, and as you can see, I have also done some work down here at Newton Abbot. We have put in Newton Abbot's yard as well as sheds. For those people who might not know, the shed and everything in it is a reference. If you get the reference on why this collection of locomotives, this being a 14XX, a pannier, a large prairie, or a prairie of some form, a Ginty, a 43XX, and a black 5 is all down on shed, and you understand the reference. Let me know in the comments, because not many people might not know the references of what I'm referring to, and if you do, then I'm impressed. But yeah, we've also got like a turntable with a city class approaching the turntable. You've got a good shed down this end with a working crane. Multiple different like sets and things. I've got the in-road, out-road for like freight services, which to be fair I might utilise more. I might legitimately have like freight services come in and out of the yard. I might route my freight stuff through the yard, so we have a bit of realism as a little tank engine approaches onto the platform. What have we got down here? Ah, that's one of the branch line trains that's just arrived from the yard. That's followed by a DM, another DM there. Yeah, Heathfield branch is actually quite popular, surprisingly. I think it would be. Actually, we're going to remove the signal there because we don't need it there. But yeah, we've done some scenery work in the background, and I'm actually rather impressed with what I've done. So I'm very happy. There we go. I'm just going to have that train just set off and get gone, because the line of traffic is there. In fact, actually, whilst we do that, trains, Heathfield branch, we're going to put on a timetable. Unbunch there every 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Unbunch up at Heathfield every 3 minutes 20 seconds. You're about to stop. You've got 72 people on board. 10 people getting on. So as long as nobody gets off this train, it'll be 82 people. Never mind. Over 70 people have gotten off the train there and are just crossing over a train heading down towards Plymouth. Never mind, they're just changing to the exit. Why are they changing? What? This game confuses me. Yeah, they're all bunched up again. Hang on a minute. I forgot I did this. Good evening, Mr. Oliver. Hello, Mr. Oliver. It's Mr. Oliver and Mr. Toad. Because you know why not. Excuse me, Mr. Oliver. Right. On second thoughts, I'm actually going to have a line on this side. Because I think actually it might be easier to route the... So for you, for those people who aren't aware, I've already put in some freight solutions going on. Now, I'm looking to probably get one of my freight lines I'm going to have come off the main here and into Plymouth Refine. Now I'm going to have to find a way of looping that track around onto the main line that way, but it makes sense to come in off the Loo line for coming in off Falmouth, out of Falmouth. So that's where I'm at there. I'm just going to edit one of my plans. Here we go. So we're already starting to see people waiting at Churro, ready for services towards Plymouth. And we're already waiting for services to Falmouth as well, which is always good to see. So, let's see. What else can we do this episode to try and lessen the amount that I have to do and try and speed up the series progress on the series? Because currently what we're doing is we're just waiting on a train. As one of the Falmouth services utilises the slow line in order to get along. There's one of the St. Ives branches. Mr. Oliver has arrived at the junction. Some nice coaches there. There'll be some branches that I'm going to keep the same, So they're on this series. There are going to be some steam when we do upgrade the lines. There will be some like branches that I'm going to keep the same and keep some steam on. The Heathfield is going to definitely be one of those lines, but the majority of the main lines are going to be turned definitely for will be modernised. The Saint leaving, another Saint leaving Plymouth. Lady of the Lake. The fact I've got people down this end that are still waiting as well. So you know what? To make my life easier on the next video, we're actually gonna put in the branch line for Nuki, and we're gonna make it 120 so that when I do go to upgrade the station, there's not gonna be the need for me to re-lengthen the platform. Here we go. And then we're going to have Churro to Nuki. Stop using 7, use 1. New key branch. Which you realise now that I didn't have to make it that big in the first place. Ah well. Actually, you lot are going to be from 7 rather than 6. There you go. You just need to walk around to the other side. That's all. It's perfectly fine. I'm gonna go up here real quick, back up to Exeter, and then also we can get the trains moving for the for that branch. These multi-units. We're gonna get the two labs and 1 Gloucester rail car with okay, actually what we're going to do is we're going to have them be 2 cars, right? And also attach them with a rail car postal wagon as well, just to be on the thing. Get those set off. Get them gone. Yeah. Oh dear God, I've clogged the main. That's fun. That's very fun. Is that because of the stopping train there? Yes, yes it is. The main line has been clogged. Always fun. That's on a... That's going next stop Liscard. Falmouth. God. fuck's sake. We blocked the main line by having a tren in the way. There's a tren in the way. Okay, right. Hold position at Dawlish, please. Thank you. Basically, guys, what we'll do is we'll have I'll figure out some degauss. This, however, is a good screenshot for the last video, because I completely fudged up. Excellent. Well, I'm going to get a screenshot for this video in off camera, so that I'm not causing myself mass carnage and or brain damage. In the meantime, folks, thank you very much for joining us on today's video. It has been an hour. Hopefully we'll see you next time, where we will be continuing on. Next time we'll be getting the Loo to Bude line sorted out, and then also looking into some Great Western freight services. So, till then, folks, and from me and this Panya heading off to Falmouth, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll catch you all next time. See you later, folks. Bye!